Hi.
They be very, very quiet. We're hunting
Sassafras.
All the movies on a big screen when we couldn't afford a
It's raining persimmons. Hi, Mr. Sassafras. So there's the 3 leaves. There's what they call like the glove. And here's another one. Yeah, so again, there's the 3 one. There's like what they call the glove.
There's one.
Where you been, Mo? This is not really the ideal time of the year to collect it. You want to collect it either in early winter or very early spring after the ground has thawed. That way all the sap that goes up in the tree during the summer to make the leaves flows back down, and it's all in the roots, which gives you a much stronger pungent flavor of the sassafras. I've taken just a couple pieces of the root and I've got it in about a gallon of water. And I'm going to simmer that for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then we're going to get some nice sassafras tea. It's been about 20 minutes. You can see the color of the water is now kind of a light reddish brown. If we wait until more of the sap and the juices has gone back into the roots, we get really a richer mahogany color, and it's got a lot more flavor to it as well. But we're out of root, so this is going to have to do for now. And there are a lot of health benefits from drinking sassafras tea. It helps reduce inflammation, it boosts circulation, it's really good for the digestive. I'm going to let this cool, and then I'm going to add some sweetener to it. I'll probably add some monk fruit to it, but you can add regular sugar, you can add honey to it, and then I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator. Then I like to put a little bit of milk in it. It tastes almost like a brown cow. Just really good. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. The goats have all been milked. The milk's been put up. I do have an abundance of goat milk right now, so I am going to make some goat cheese, and I'm going to make some goat milk lotion, which I've never made before, so that should be interesting. So I'm going to be in the kitchen most of the day. The boys, I think, are out in the shop. They're still working on their post hole driver. I think they were able to get the last 3 posts driven in yesterday, so now they've got to pull out the wire fence and get that stretched along the post, and then that upper pasture will be done. So I think Miami and Ryan are hoping to get that finished today. But right now, I'm going to get my sourdough starter started. I'm going to use just regular all-purpose flour and follow kind of my grandmother, both of my grandmothers' methodology for cooking, where they never measured anything out like to exact amounts or weighed anything. In fact, I don't think either one of them ever had a cookbook, which I'm really sad about. I would love to have some of their recipes. So I'm just going to start with the white flour and put in, I don't know, about 1/4 of a cup. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup, about maybe a little less, of water. I just want this to be the consistency of like a pancake batter. And you want to mix it really well, get all the flour incorporated in the water. And that's a little thick, so I'm going to add a little more water. Not that much. And then I'm going to just I'm going to put the top on it and let it sit on the counter, and then I will feed it again tomorrow. And I like using a quart-sized jar. I don't discard any unless my jar gets overflowing, and then with that discard, I'll just stick that in the refrigerator and I'll use it for pizza dough. It makes really, really good pizza dough. There we go. So you can see it's about the consistency of pancake batter. So I'm just going to pop the lid on, not real tight, just enough so nothing can get into it, and just stick it right there on the counter. Let it do its thing. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some sauerkraut. So just like the fermented bread, sourdough bread, sauerkraut, when you make it, especially when you make it at home, it's just packed with a lot of good nutrients. I'm the only one who likes sauerkraut, so I am just going to use 1 head of cabbage today. I'm just going to pull a couple of these outside leaves off, and I'm just going to keep one of the bigger leaves to cover the sauerkraut with once I get it in the jar. I've got a quart-size wide mouth mason jar that I'm going to use. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of salt to this. The rule of thumb is like a tablespoon of salt per head of cabbage. And I'm going to mix this all up. And I'm going to cover it and leave it sit for about an hour. Oh, it's been about an hour since we salted and covered the cabbage. I'm going to start massaging it, getting the juices out of it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in my jar. I did wash my hands, so I always think about my grandmother saying, "A little dirt never hurt anybody." So I'm working the cabbage right here just to get the water out of it. You want to get those juices going. So the salt got that started, letting it sit for a while, and now I'm just kind of massaging it to get more of the juices out. Juices over that. And a lot of people will use, I think they call it a fermenting weight. I don't have one of those, but I have my lucky rock. So I'm just going to put my rock on the top of this to help hold it all down. And then I'm going to just finger tighten my cap. And I'm going to put it on the counter right next to my starter that I started. And then I'm going to leave it there for 3 to 5 days. And every once in a while as I come by, I'm just going to burp the jar and let the air out of it. I think I've got everything here now to make the goat milk lotion. I found a couple different recipes on the internet. I've never made goat milk lotion before. I have made other kind of salves and lotions, so I'm going to kind of substitute for what I already have at hand right here, and let's see how this goes. So I need 10.5 ounces of goat milk. And then I need 10.5 ounces of water. The couple of recipes I saw called for distilled water. I think that's because they don't want you to use chlorinated water, and I've got spring water, so I'm just going to use my water right out of the tap. I'm going to heat this up to 165 degrees. I want you to do it slowly, so I'm going to use my back burner, which is a simmer burner. Get out my trusty thermometer. So right now it's at 63 degrees and I need to get it to 165. And while the milk and the water is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and measure out all my butters and my oils and get those heated. So I'm going to zero out this, and I need 1.2 ounces of shea butter. Actually, I'm going to split this up, so I'm going to get 1.2 ounces total of a mixture of the shea butter and my cocoa butter. I love the smell of cocoa butter. I'm going to zero it out again, and I'm going to add 1.8 ounces of avocado oil. And I'm going to zero it out again and put in 0.9 ounces of my cucumber seed oil. And then I've got a pan with just some water in it. You can use a double boiler, you can use a chocolate melter, but I'm just going to put my measuring cup right in there. Heat that up just till everything's melted. And I just love my spice rack. That's actually an old bathroom cabinet that we took out when we tore the old bathroom out from the back of the house. I took the doors off and sanded it and put some varnish on it, and it just makes a great spice rack. This is about all melted, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off and then just let that rest. And we are up to 128. I'm going to take that out of the water, let it cool down for a little bit, because you definitely want that cooler, all your oils, before you put it into the milk, or it'll just really harden up the lotion really quickly. All right, we're at 165. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the heat. I'm going to pour in my oils. Oops, let's take the thermometer out. I already measured out 1 ounce of the stearic acid, so I'm going to put that in there. Zero out my scale, and I'm going to add 1.2 ounces of emulsifying wax. And I'm going to take my immersion blender and blend everything together for about 2 to 5 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 3.5 minutes. I don't have a lot of patience to stand here. I'm going to let this cool down to probably about 130. Let's see what we're at right now. Yeah, I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, let it cool down a little bit more, and then I'm going to add in my preservative and my scent oil. So it's been about 10 minutes, temperature's down to 125. You don't want to let it get really cold, then you're going to have trouble pouring it into your jars. I'm going to go ahead and zero out my scale again, and I'm going to measure out 0.4 ounces of my preservative, which is Optifin Plus. It's a all-natural organic preservative. Put that in here. And then I'm going to put 0.2 ounces in of my Baltic amber oil. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm just going to blend this together for about another minute. And I'm going to leave these without the tops on them, just sitting on the counter till they're about room temperature. And then I'll put the caps on and they'll be ready to go. And here's the finished product of my lotion. It came out a little foamy on top. I don't know if I mixed it too long with the immersion blender, but it still has like a really nice consistency to it. Oh, and it smells so good.
So it was flat. It had gotten hit underneath the tractor. So yeah, it's a piece that holds two pieces of hose together. And then this is the return from the engine to the tanks. So.
And that's where it was leaking fuel?
No, that's not a different problem.
Okay.
Not a problem. I wasn't leaking there, but it did a while back. But I kind of tightened. I was able to tighten it and fix it, but. I'm just gonna crimp it right here is what I'm doing. So I tried to get a piece of pipe in there, but see if I can force it out.
Day 2. Need to feed my starter. So I'm going to put in just about 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and maybe a little bit less, 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to stir it up until all the flour is incorporated. And again, I'm looking for it to be about the consistency of pancake batter. Yep. Put my lid on so no bugs get in and put it right back on the counter. Something I really like to make in the fall is elderberry syrup. It's packed with all kinds of nutrients, antioxidants. It's a natural immune booster. So we're going to start with 4 cups of water and 1 cup of elderberries. We had elderberry bushes here when we first moved here, and I harvested these then. Unfortunately, I think they got cut down because I didn't have any this year, so I need to plant some more. So I'm going to cup of elderberry. I'm going to throw in a cinnamon stick. About 4 whole cloves. And a lot of people will also put ginger in here. I'm not a big fan of ginger, so I'm going to kind of skip that. And I'm just going to put this on the back burner where I can simmer it. And let it cook for about 30-40 minutes or so. And then I'll strain it and let it cool down, and then I'll add my honey to it. It's been about 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the burner off and strain the elderberry. And drain and cool, and then I'll add the honey. I strained the elderberry juice and it's cooled down, so I am going to go add about 1 cup of honey, and I'm just going to mix it up and then pour it into my clean mason jar. And if we happen to get sick this winter, especially with a cough, I'll just add a little brandy to it. This is day 3 for my starter, and it's hungry. A scoop of flour, my water, stir it up real well. See some bubbles forming. That's a good thing. It's day 5 for the starter. I did feed it yesterday. I fed it once. I didn't video it. I figured you understood the process by now. Today, being day 5, I'm going to feed it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and feed it now in the morning, and then I'm going to feed it again later in the afternoon. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the same thing, and then the next day, it should be ready to make some bread, which I will show that process in the next video. Let's go ahead and add about 1/4 cup of flour. Water. Give it a good stir. Oh, it smells so good. You can see the bubbles in there. Good sign. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to come back and check it in a couple hours, and it should be about double in size, which lets me know that everything is working the way it's supposed to be.
Big news today is that we have, for this 15-acre pasture, about 15 acres I think, we have almost finished. Almost. It's always almost. The last thing to do is to put up this gate we bought the other day. Oh, you know what he loves to chase? Walnuts. We can send him a long way to get after walnuts. Gotta have lots of walnuts though, because he doesn't bring them back. He just keeps chasing the same ones over and over. To hang this gate, we're gonna be done all the way around. Which is a big deal when you think about it. It was when we first got here, it was almost impossible to even imagine getting this field ready. So here's another one. So it's a big deal. But now that I'm here, I look over here and I go, I really want to start mowing all over here. More and more and more. So yeah, it's a good thing. And we're excited. So now we'll hopefully get the goats up here to start eating stuff. And now we start looking for some cows. Because Shelly loves the milk, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Hey, we appreciate y'all watching. Thanks so much. And so does Mo. All right, Mo, this way, down the hill. That ball will go a long way. Go get it.
Find it.
Went that way.